That's when I wanted to let go. And that's when I knew, like, I was not convinced. I feel like I was not convinced yet to let go of.
4 months down the line after opening the business, you've realized, you know what, maybe I made a mistake.
Yeah. To be honest, I feel like I've really gone through this process for more than a year.
Yeah.
This grieving has been more than a year. And when I let go of it, there are days I wake up, I'm stressed. I wish, like, can this person come back? Can this business come back? Can it just work out? I really want it to work out. So it's not been an easy process. It's been really emotional, to be honest. Very emotional.
Hello, hi, it's Victoria from Walk the Talk, where we walk as we have conversations that are life-changing. And today, my guest is my lovely bestie called Catherine. Kate, say hi.
Hi.
Yes, Catherine is the owner of
The Shoe Boutique and Belsimo Secrets.
Yes, she sells shoes and bras. And interesting enough, she's one of my close friends, and we're actually in the same line of 2 businesses. So, Catherine, we've had so many conversations with Catherine, by the way. And we talk almost every day. And she has been going through a process of letting go of her business. And I would like her to just speak about when was the first time she realized, you know what, I need to close down this business. And which business is she closing?
So one of my business, which is the Shoe Boutique, it has a branch. And I remember even before, just to come, even when I was opening this branch, it's something that I had not planned. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's just a friend of mine who called me and she was like, oh, there's this new, mall that's opening up, whatever. And, come and open a branch. So mind you, I had not planned for this new branch. It's not something that my business had demanded for expansion. I knew that year, which was I think in 2022 January, I knew that I'll open a branch, but I didn't know where and what time. So that was not the perfect time. See, so and then I went with my partner. I remember us going, and then we were like, yeah, this is a nice place. And yeah, we took this space. And the moment I remember I paid deposit, which was not even little money, it was 300,000. That's when I knew I had already paid. It's I had already committed. And then we started the building from scratch. And now, in between that year, about 4 months later, I almost gave up. That's where everything started.
When is
that was in 2022, maybe April, thereabout.
Okay.
April, yeah. So that's when I started feeling you know what? Maybe I don't feel like I want to go through all this. And then, remember, it was election year, so business in my other shop was not so well, you get.
Yes.
So it's and you see, I had not even budgeted for this space. Mm-hmm. Now I've started going back to my business to build this new business. Yeah. That was the first time I felt like letting go. But I didn't. So I kept on going. Now let's go 3 years later down the line. Or 2 years, let's say 2 years, which is now last year. I remember I even mentioned. Remember I told you?
Yes.
That's when I wanted to let go. And that's when I knew, I was not convinced. I feel like I was not convinced yet to let go of that business last year. But something deep inside me kept on telling me, you know what? I think it's time to just shut down. But now, talking to that time, that decision, it was in my brain, but I was not doing it. But that was the time that I actually knew it's time to let go. Last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 months down the line after opening the business, you've realized, you know what, maybe I made a mistake.
Yeah.
First, let me mention that sometimes it's the wrong timing and we don't know. So there's nothing wrong, it's just the wrong time. Yeah. So 4 months down the line, you've seen, na hapa ni kama I've made a mistake.
Yeah.
And then, what kept you going ati uamue tena 2 years later ndio sasa ilikuwa na kukaza. I want to know that emotion that made you keep trying even though 4 months down the line you knew this is not working.
So this 4 months down the line, you see, I've never in my business life, I've never gone through such an experience, something hard, right? So, at the end of the day, as a business person, we keep on telling ourselves, you know what, I can do this. You know what, I can do. It's just, that challenge, like I can do this. So that particular time, I felt like, now 4 months, I felt like, oh, maybe it's the year, and after election, things will get better and all that, because it was an election year. So I kept on telling myself, year after election, things will get better. We will be able to get through all this, and so I was not fearing. But now that I think about it backwards, I feel like maybe that would have been the time that actually I would have let go, because I wouldn't have spent so much money, and it would have even been easier for me to let go at that particular time, right? So yeah, so that's I think it's that thought of like, no, there's still hope. That's what kept on. That's why I didn't let go. Yeah.
The conversation of hope, I think we've had that conversation with you several times. And I feel like hope will mess you up more sometimes, because you keep holding on, hoping things will get better, and sometimes they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't. What has been your grief process? What have been your emotions throughout the process? Have you gone through moments you've cried about that business? Have you gone through moments? I want to know your emotions throughout the grief process, which I feel like now you've grieved for almost 1 year.
Mm-hmm. I think it's been a very hard time, very stressful for that matter. To be honest, I feel like I've really, really gone through this process for more than a year.
Yeah.
This grieving has been more than a year. And the worst thing is, like grief, it's like when you lose like a loved one or someone that is so close to you. You wake up, there are days you wake up, you're okay. There are days you wake up, you're crying. There are days you wake up, you can't explain. You know that this person is gone, and you just have to let go. But it's easier said than done. So for me, that's exactly what has been going on. I know I need to let go. This business, I let go of it last year. I think even last year time like this. That's when I let go of it. And when I let go of it, there are days I wake up, I'm stressed. I wish can this person come back? Can this business come back? Can it just work out? I really want it to work out. But also there are times, it's not going to work out.
Yes.
So it's been a very hard time. There are days I've woken up, I've cried. There are days I've gone to bed, I've cried. There are days I have prayed. There are days I've asked God, why God did you allow me to go through all this? So it's not been an easy process. It's been really emotional, to be honest. Very emotional. Painful, letting go. I think I've answered. It's not been the easiest thing to do. Even now that I think about it, you can even tell from my voice when now it's just hitting me, because I'm in the process of, I think I've grieved. I don't think I'm still going through it even now. There are days I wake up, I can't believe that 3 years down the line, where I have invested everything, I've invested my savings, I have gone back, I've gone back to support this business with my savings, with getting loans, with my other business has had to support. It's like you're supporting someone who's sick. That's what happens.
Yes.
Before you lose a loved one, probably they were sick.
Yes.
You go through this process where the sickness takes everything that you have. And then now this person maybe dies. So you're left with nothing. You're left, and now you have to go back you have to go back and try and emerge again. So it's not been an easy process. The mourning, the grieving, I think I'm still going through it even now as we speak. Yeah.
So First, let me mention that I appreciate you sharing this story, and I think I had told you, if you're ready, if you feel courageous, it's okay, you can share it. But can we acknowledge that apart from that, we know the whole process, but we can only say one thing: God has removed you through this business with a lot of decency. I think we've mentioned that. Yes. Are you feeling more relieved that you've made the decision is the grief bigger than the relief?
No, you can't compare them, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't think it's something that you're able to compare, the grief and the relief. But again, let's go back. When you lose a loved one, probably they were sick. Example.
Yes.
You've seen the pain that they've gone through. So you will grieve them when they go, they transition to the next world. You'll grieve them, but then again you're peaceful that they're no longer in pain,
Yes.
right? So this is exactly what's happening to me right now as we speak.
Yeah.
I have gone through it for a year plus, where I have like it's been like a sickness, and it has really affected me, even mentally. You know that mentally it has really affected me. Emotionally it has affected me. It has affected the relationships around me, because I have not been able to give myself to other people.
Yes.
So out of it, I will not say I'm relieved, but I feel some sort of peace. There's some peace that comes with it, because I know it's the best thing that I've done, not just to myself but even to the people around me. Because since I'm working on myself mentally, emotionally, I can be able to be a good friend, a good partner, a good sister, a good daughter, right? So I can be able to think outside me. I'll stop being very self-centered, and selfish. So no, I'm not able to. You can never compare. There's nothing to compare. All you know is you get peace. There's some peace.
How do you wish your loved ones would have supported you? Or do you wish they would have supported you? Or you feel, you know what, it's okay, I went through this process alone? Or did you even go through it alone?
No, I think I've received the support, to be honest. I have. I'm really, really grateful and blessed to have, first of all, an immediate family that has really, really seen me through it.
Yeah.
They have supported me. So I don't think I've gone through it alone. But the decision making, it boils down to you. Only you can make that decision, My father or my mother, they can come, they can't tell me close. You're an adult. It's your business.
Yes.
You're the one who knows where the shoe pinches. You as a friend, you can't come and tell me close. The best you can do is to just support me and tell me, you know what, you can try this and this and this and this. And it's just a personal decision. And the support that I've received, it's the best that they could have done at their capacity. Yeah.
What are some of the things right now you see business owners doing and you cringe? Unasikia tu dhidhi, unasema this one is about to mess up. Just from the outside, see tunawa judge or anything, but you just know, this one will mess up.
Okay. I think, I don't know if it's our, how do you put this? We as business people, let's just say in our industry.
Yes.
Let me not talk about other industries. In our industry, let me give you an example. Look at someone like Manu Chandaria. Yes. If they were, you see, the type of a business person that is, if they were to start, a new product or something, the way they do it, they have a whole board of directors, they have a whole shareholder, whatever. So that decision does not come out from the fact that this guy just sat down and like this and decided, you know what, I want to have a business like the other person, like my competitor or anything. They go through a process. Now, us here, one of the things I know is us like business people, let's just say us, right? I don't know if I should say our industry. One of the things right now I'm cringing is when I see you make decisions just without, just because you see you're making money now, you have cash flow, and then you feel like, now, you know what? I think I need a bigger shop. I think I need a cute shop. I think I need to start selling I don't know what, that you have no even idea what it is. You just because, or maybe, here, Kate here, she has this beautiful shop. Even me, I can do such a beautiful shop. So one of the things that makes me cringe at the moment is to see how us, especially in our industry, and even around our age mates, because, it's around this age that most of us are doing, businesses that are doing so well. Yes. And you start seeing, I have a couple of millions in my account. And then you decide, you know what? Actually, this business is not enough. I need to open a new branch.
Yeah.
And then you go ahead, you do not go through the analysis because you're a one man. Yeah. You're a one-man decision maker. Yeah. So you in your head and in your brain, you decide, mimi nataka sasa I want to open a shop. Example, and this I can be corrected if I'm wrong, and just because mine has not worked out doesn't mean someone else will not work out. But one of the things I'll tell you is, you cannot open, example, you have a business in CBD, and then you have decided now a 20-minute drive from CBD, that's where you want to open another branch. Yeah. That one makes me cringe. And then you go ahead and you do not even look at the costs. When you're starting business, there's so much that you don't know. Yes. But now, when you start expanding and then when you start growing, that's when now it hits you. Things are a bit, tricky. Yeah. So for me, that's one of the things that's making me cringe, especially right now as we speak, is how people want to just, open out branches, whatever, like so close without even just going through the analysis process. Yeah.
I always say the ultimate expansion, the ultimate kusikia biashara yako imegrow is the cash flow. You need to see, that is the ultimate expansion. And sometimes if a business does not need expansion, especially kwa location, don't expand. It doesn't need, genuinely haitaji. It doesn't. Especially kuna products zingine there is no need.
Yeah, for sure.
And what you've mentioned that is very important is that you open a branch somewhere 20 minutes drive from Nairobi. What is that now? Unajua? There is no need. So do not give your business a need that it doesn't.
For sure.
Yes, it doesn't. One thing that also makes me cringe is people who open big businesses at once.
Yep.
I usually like, what?
Yeah.
How do you just invest so much money without even going through the whole process?
See, that's what I was telling you. When you realize, that's what I was telling you. Sorry, I've interjected you, but let me just. When that's the thing. You see, by God's grace, let's just say that your business would be doing so well, right? Yes. And you're seeing money in the account, and you still have stock, especially if you're a stock business. I'm a service. You see money, and then you realize, Sasa Mimi, you know what? I want another branch. Because you become greedy, you feel like now you want to get to those clients. Who tells you those clients will not come? They will stop coming. You know what happens most of the time? Example, I have my business in CBD, example, in Sasa Mall. And then nilifungwa Mombasa Road. At that time in my head I was saying, now, those clients of Syokimau, those clients of Apo Embakasi, Donholm, they'll be coming. Can I surprise you? Do you know they don't?
They actually ask for delivery.
They still ask for delivery. In fact, now they even like it because that time imekuwa a bit cheaper, maybe with 50 bob. Yes. You see, so how is that affecting you as a business? Yes. At the end of the day, you are still like within the same, divide to your clientele. Yeah. Akuna new client you've gone to pick up. Yes. It's not the same as if, let's say, I opened shoe boutique at, let's say now in Mombasa, ama Kisumu. It's not the same. That one would say, okay, it failed maybe because there were other dynamics around it, but I did not divide my clients. Yeah.
And I think the most interesting thing about people expanding is usually niko na client wengi around your area. Now around your area hawatai kuja kwa duka most of the time. They still want deliveries. So you put yourself through the whole hassle of stock. You put yourself through the whole hassle of kujenga duka. Na unajua kujenga duka is very expensive. Kwanza unajua si tulikuwa tunapeangwa skeleton uko Imara. Hata iko na tiles.
I'll be honest. When I think about the money that I spent, I think I'd be having an apartment.
Yes.
I would have bought an apartment right now that would be bringing me an income, and I would have bought it cash.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can always conclude that if you don't need to expand, especially when it comes to location, just let it go. Achana tu na hiyo maneno. Build your stock. Let the business wacha ijitishe na ijitishe ni jitishe. You tell yourself, you know what, this is comfortable for me to pay. Yes. This is this makes sense. Wacha niseme comfortable to pay because you are usually comfortable even for a whole year because sometimes kuna savings.
Exactly.
This makes sense for the business. Yeah. And then people have gone to online shopping. Yeah, me, I think I would invest in a very good website.
I think so too. I actually think that's one of the things that I want to do.
Yes.
After this, of course, it may not be as soon, immediately, but that's the thing that I want to look at right now, is to like invest in a good website, which is not, it's still not cheap, but at the end of the day, think about it like this. A website, even Christmas Day, people will still shop at night. You know, they'll still shop at night. You have updated, you have a system where it shows this thing is in stock or not in stock. But a physical shop, I may not be able to do that because maybe we are closed there.
So what would you say if you are told to give only one reason why you are closing down? Just one. What would that be?
One. Just one. I'm thinking there are so many, but one of them is sales. At the end of the day, it's sales. Okay. At the end of the day, it's sales. The business and cash flow. Okay, let's just say cash flow. Let's just use cash flow number one, because I've realized with this business, my cash flow has been strained. What does that mean? At the end of the day, you will always be in debt. You will always be in arrears. If it's rent, you've not paid on time because you don't have cash flow. So for me, that's the main thing. And now my mental health. Because at the end of the day, if you're struggling financially, hakuna venye even your mental will be okay. Hautaikuwa na raha. So yeah, that's one of the things that is making me close down this particular business.
So if you're going to tell Kathy something, the Kathy for 4 months into the business, what would you tell Kathy mwenye alikuwa kwa hiyo biashara 4 months? Ule Kathy alisikianga, na anafaa kufunga. What would you have told her?
I would have told her close. 4 months hakuna kitu. I mean, that's unajua ile when they say money that you can afford to lose. I would have just told her close. Walk out. You have not signed anything that's legally binding. You know. So me would have closed. To be honest, now that I think about it, 4 months down the line, I would tell her close, and then go back, plan, budget, and think. Do you really want to open a new branch? And if so, do you want to open it at that particular location?
Yes.
And then another thing is, I would tell people right now, and this is something I've learned. It's business, especially when you're, and this is something I also read somewhere, is when you're investing in your business, it's not bad. I love nice things. Yes. I love nice things. I really do love nice things. And when even people who have looked at even my small shop in Sasamol, you can tell I have really put an effort in doing that, that small space. Yeah. So one of the things I've learned is you do not have to go an extra if that place is not yours. Yes. There are things that, especially things that are fixed, you don't have to. You really don't have to. You don't have to. You can do something still nice. You can, if you can do, if let's say the structure, let's say the shop example, there are things that for sure, if you were to move 1 month down the line, umepoteza pesa. Right? Yeah. So I'll tell one of the things, and that's a lesson that I've also learned for me, is If that place is not yours, why are you overdoing? Why are you in the business of making the shop look nice without stock?
Aesthetics, yeah.
You know, you could be having the most aesthetically pleasing business, but most of the time when I walk in your business, anything I ask you don't have, am it's sold out, am it's out of stock.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That puts you in a position where you have invested in the wrong thing. Your mind is in the wrong thing.
Yes.
You are not in the business of making money. You are in the business of being known that your shop is aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your shop at Imara is cutesy. I always tell you that.
Thank you.
Kwa hivyo, her from having a very pretty shop, she now knows the most important thing is having good stock. You've learned that.
Yeah.
The most important thing is stock, because stocks lead to sales, and sales lead to the cash flow, which is king.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. What are your biggest takeaway? Your takeaway from this experience?
Always follow your intuition and always learn when to quit. And when you quit, learn from those mistakes, reinvest yourself.
Yes.
That does not mean that you're a failure. That's one of the things I've come to learn. And for me, even when I was this year is when I knew, you know what, me, I'm done. Like, I'm literally done. And you know, when you're done, when you say you're done, when in your mind, when you're done, even your physical, you're done. So what does that mean? You don't even go to that business because you're done. It's like you've let it to be run by other people. So one of the things is always learn. And that's one of the things that I've learned from this experience. Always know when it's time. You feel it. You feel it within yourself. Stop saying, oh, maybe itakuwa better. Maybe, no. Imagine, trust that intuition. It's time. So, and then reinvest yourself. And then the future. We have so much. I mean, you are not, or rather, I am not the first person to close a business. I'm not the first person to shut down. I'm not the first person to, there's so many people. When I look at most of the people that I admire, you know, what has happened to them? Your business in your now, that's not what made them get to there. You know, so always know. I don't know, how about you? What I mean, like, you are a multi-business owner. Yeah. I feel like, and this is something maybe I should ask you, I've never asked you off camera, maybe I can, but how are you able to tell that you know what, this business, if at the end of the day, they're all my businesses, this can support this business, but at what point do you know that this business, like maybe one of the businesses is not doing well? Because you might find yourself, it's being supported by other businesses, because unajua, at the end of the day, as we don't have structures most of the time, even in cash flow and money, unapata, this can buy stock for this one. When would you know that, oh, this actually sasa inakuwa too much?
Okay. So one thing I know, I always start with small rent. Every time, including Titi. Yeah. The first shop, yes, it was a very tiny shop. Yeah. The rent was 20,000 shillings. And it's not like I didn't have the cash to take a big shop. I had the money to take a big shop, to take an aesthetically pleasing shop, but that was not the most important thing. Before I think for me, before I get myself into any expense, including something as my kids' school fees, if it's not money I cannot make in one day, that expense is usually beyond me. That's my rule. If that is not money I can make in one day, so I usually look at this shop. Can it make this money, the rent that I'm being asked for in that next shop in one day? No, it can't. So wacha tu niongoje. I'm not ready. Is this business demanding a branch? Is it because kama hiyo ya Gigiri, it demanded a branch? I open, okay? So I open, I like using Titi as an example because it's the newest one. Yeah. After the HH Towers, I had space in Imara. Yes. So sinikasema, see there's Vispa inside there, wacha nieke hapo. So I usually check those things. And I think I've mentioned to you, I hate a lot of expenses. If it's not necessary, achana nayo. Achana tu nayo.
And that comes back to the same thing when we are saying, you know, funny thing is, you don't realize expenses, how they are. Let me tell you an example. Most of these places, when you go, you're told rent is 150K. But do you know most of us never asked or don't ask,
Service charge?
Is there service charge? Electricity, there's VAT. Mind you, 150,000 is not inclusive of VAT.
Yes.
VAT comes to, if that rent you're paying 150, ujue your total rent itakwanga 220,000 thereabout. You know, it's ama 200,000. And you know, you have to give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Unaona, at the end of the day, there's nothing you can escape. And in business, one of the things you have to make sure your systems ziko straight, right? So those are the things that you don't consider. So wewe unaona 150k, me I make 150k in a day. You're not thinking there are other expenses.
Yeah.
Now, you have maybe your assistants. They'll start coming in. You need extra.
Yes.
No, you have not you're just thinking of the rent and you'll it's 100,000, 150,000. So as you said, I think it's very true. You have to make sure, and that's something also I've learned from you, even going forward, is that first of all, the most important thing, put down your what are they called? Like your expenses. No, you. I know it's so funny because I realized the other day, even this thing, it's in the Bible. No, some things, I'm one of those people. I run my business, or I do my things based on what's also in the Bible.
Yes.
Right? And unajua nimekam kurealize, even like God tells you, how can you build something without indicating the cost first? You're supposed to sit down and write down the expenses. Ndio ukijengeza kwa shida, hata God mwenyewe uwezi enda kwambia Mungu, you know what, you're praying to God and we mwenyewe ukume, you had not considered the cost. So I think that's very important. I like even what you did, like the other day, what you did with Titi and Tautri in Mombasa. Yeah. You felt like, you know what, I have Vispa and it's good you're expanding to a new market, but you know, you have not gone to open a new shop at your branches. Yeah. You have actually put it inside Vispa, which even helps even in terms of expenses. No, because it has reduced even your expenses. Kwa sababu you're cutting across 3 businesses to pay that. So
in
that's
one location.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I would really want people to consider is in our industry. When you have like this business, let's say you have two businesses that are running, can you interlink them if it's possible? It's going to really help you a lot. Yeah.
Be smart. There's something she has mentioned about intuition, and I saw somewhere on TikTok the other person says the mind lives before the body does. So you realize you've started checking out on this business, and then you realize, you know what, it's time. Yeah. Are we discouraging people from expansion? No. I want to know that. Are we discouraging them? What are we trying to tell them?
No, remember we said earlier, you are not, my failures shouldn't project your failure. Yes. Right? But one of the things I'm here and I want people to know is, can you be very smart? You need wisdom, to be honest. You need a lot of wisdom. We are not discouraging. Your business could be actually demanding an expansion, and that is okay. But before you expand, do not let your bare minimum, like don't just wake up like me. You are called by a friend, you went and saw a shop and said, oh, this is even in fact now you even start creating the need. You're the one who's even creating the need, because that's what happened to me. No, we are not discouraging. What we are saying is think beyond you. Look at the vision. Look, can you look, where do I want my business to go? Is this the direction that we are supposed to be heading? Is this the time? You know, like, now that I think about it, there's always a time. Me closing down Imara does not mean I will not open another business. You know, it's just the timing. The timing is very, very, very important. Very important. And also, you may not be as lucky as me. I'll surprise you, and you're my witness. There's no one who has left my current location where now I'm living in the right way. Yeah. Either mmepelekana kotini, you know, you've gone to court, ama you have been auctioned, or something, you know. Yeah. Now, that also brings me to something that probably should have asked. And I think it's very important for people to know. Also, your relationships. Have the right relationships with people. Have the right relationship with your landlord. Have the right relationship hiyo haimaanishi, it's only relationships with people that take you to the next level.
Yes,
That's one thing I've come
the
to
other
learn.
shareholders are important.
Very important. So when you're also expanding, are these people that also you need to you can tell from your first meeting, are these people that you can actually come into an agreement? If things become hard, maybe there's a delay somewhere, are they people that you can actually sit down together and reason? So expand, but also use wisdom. That's
Thank you so much, Kathy, for coming. And thank you for the courage. And thank you for sharing. I have learned so much. I know someone out there will also learn. Have you enjoyed the walk?
I have for sure.
And have you realized the more you walk, the more your mind opens up?
Yes. I have been walking, so it opens up. There's so much.
Even during the conversations, they usually get easier as you're walking with someone.
Yeah, because I was tensing. I'm an introvert, so there are some things that they don't come automatic.
Yes.
But with this is such a good thing. I think you're really doing something really nice, and something that also people see that you can still walk and also do something else. You can listen to a podcast. You can catch up with a friend if you don't have time.
Yes.
This is the best time that you can catch up with someone, a friend, a family relative, whatever. So thank you also for having me. And I hope that people out there don't mistake what we've just said. We have said that, yes, you can expand, but also, wisdom. Wisdom is very important. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. This is Walk the Talk, where we walk as we have a meaningful and life-changing conversations. Please watch and subscribe because ile content tunaenda kuangusha hapa ni mind blowing. You're going to learn so much. See you next time. Bye bye. Also, please, you can comment on what you'd like us to discuss. Thank you.